We tend to think of AI as something that just exists out there, in the cloud. But the future of AI, it's actually being built right now with concrete and steel. And Google is spending billions to create its physical backbone in a kind of surprising location, South Carolina. So let's break down what this massive investment really means.
$9 billion. Just let that number sit there for a second. It's a truly mind-boggling amount of money, and it represents a colossal bet on where the future of technology is headed.
So what does $9 billion actually get you? I mean, when a company like Google makes a move this big, what are they building, and maybe, more importantly, whose lives are going to change because of it? Well, that's exactly what we're going to dive into.
All right, first up, let's talk about the hardware, the actual physical stuff, the concrete, the steel, the fiber optics that form the hidden foundation of our entire digital world.
A huge chunk of this investment is for building what are called data centers. It's funny, we always talk about the cloud, right? As if our data just floats up in the sky. But here's the thing. The cloud has a physical address, and that address is a data center. These are just massive, super secure buildings packed to the gills with servers. And training these incredibly complex AI models requires a staggering amount of raw computing power. And all of that power, it lives right inside these buildings. So where exactly in South Carolina are these digital powerhouses being built? Well, the money is targeted for two key areas. First, expanding Google's data center campus that's already in Berkeley County. And second, building two brand new sites in the county right next door, Dorchester County. This single investment effectively turns this whole region into a major hub for America's tech infrastructure. It's a really big deal.
But, this $9 billion story is about a lot more than just buildings. A huge part of this plan is about investing in the people who will actually build and run all this new infrastructure.
Yeah, this is about building way more than just physical structures. Because for all this amazing technology to truly function, you've got to have a skilled workforce on the ground to make it all happen.
And look, this isn't just me speculating. This is Google's stated mission taken right from their announcement. They've made a public commitment to make sure that local residents, the people of South Carolina, are the ones who can actually access the opportunities that this growth creates.
And this is where that huge, almost abstract number gets really personal. We started with $9 billion, right? A number is so big it's kind of hard to wrap your head around. But a key part of that investment boils down to this very specific, very human figure. 160. That's 160 apprentices who are going to get hands-on training for entirely new careers. So how is this training going to work? It's happening through a grant from Google.org, and they're partnering with the Electrical Training Alliance. Now get this, they plan to integrate AI tools directly into the apprentice curriculum. This means they're not just training people for today's jobs, they're preparing these 160 people for the future of the tech and energy sectors. It creates this amazing direct link between a massive infrastructure project and real local opportunity.
Okay, so now let's zoom out a bit, because while this is a massive story for South Carolina, it's really just one piece in a much, much larger global puzzle.
And that's the key takeaway here. This $9 billion investment isn't some random one-off project. No way. It's a strategic move in Google's worldwide race to build a physical infrastructure they need to dominate the age of AI.
And you can see this strategy playing out all over the globe. The South Carolina announcement came on the heels of major investments all across the United States in significant projects abroad in places like the United Kingdom and Belgium. It is truly a global race to build the foundation for AI.
So what's the ultimate goal here? According to Google, it's basically a three-part plan. Create new jobs in the U.S., power up South Carolina's digital economy for the future, and on a national scale, help solidify the United States as a global leader in AI innovation. Which, of course, leaves us with one final big question. We see the $9 billion price tag, we see the new data centers and the local training programs, but as this global race to build the infrastructure for AI just keeps accelerating, you have to wonder, what is the real price of powering our future?